Sporting life from the washout spots. Give me no talk, I talk cause I'm a sports tug or thug.
Good evening everybody out there in TV land. Welcome to the very first edition of SportsTugs, the only sports show for the fans, by the fans. And I'm Jude Campbell. Next to me here is Kyle Amos, aka Skeeto.
Yeah, and welcome folks out there to SportsTugs. I mean, this is for the fans, like Jude said, by the fans. A lot of people say that they claim to be fans, but I mean, if you're really a fan, here's the place to be.
No. We separate the goat from the sheep here when it comes to sports fans, alright? This evening in particular, we'll be talking about the horrid state of football in Trinidad and Tobago. Skeet and I we'll be debating which European football league is the best?
EPL.
Or La Liga. As well, we're going to be vibesing with a young and rising star in the local music game, major producer. We won't tell you who it is yet. You have to stay tuned for that.
He big.
Yeah, he big. And we'll be vibesing with him. But before we get into all of that, our first segment,
the heroes.
Hero and the Zero.
Zeros.
Basically, we salute the heroes and blast the zeros of the last week in sports.
Check it out. I'll start on a positive note. This week's hero for me is none other than Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7, that dude from Madeira with his hair up, taking the captaincy for the Real Madrid team, showing that he's not only a superstar, but he's a leader, taking his team from 10 men down to lead versus Real Sociedad, and, you know, trying to quell that hostility in the whole Bernabeu Stadium, right? He's doing a good job, and on the eve of the Ballon d'Or awards, meaning the World FIFA Player of the Year, I mean, probably too late to try to prove his point, but he's proven a point that he's not only a superstar, but he's a leader for the Real Madrid FC. Right, this week's zero goes to none other than, drumroll please, Chelsea FC and Demba Ba. Now, Chelsea FC has spent £50 million on what I would call unproven talent, because, I mean, as much as he was bargaining for Liverpool FC, he came to Chelsea and even Chelsea fans have a few choice words for FT, or I don't know what they want to call him, or El Nino, or El Zero, or whatever. But Demba Ba has been pulled into this segment of zeros because, I mean, entering Stamford Bridge, his first statements were finally get to play for professionals, or with professionals. And I mean, in the first place, what? I mean, you weren't playing with professionals all the time. So Hatem Ben Afra, Papi Cisse, Johan Cabaye, non-professionals. Okay, well, we'll see. Well, it's all left to be seen when Chelsea faces Newcastle in their next encounter. So, the heroes and the zeros for me: Chelsea FC 0, Demba Ba 0, Cristiano Ronaldo 0.
Well, today, folks, I decided to throw my boy Skeeto a little bone with my choice for Hero of the Week, and to go with Arsene Wenger, the coach of Arsenal FC. Now, there's been news coming out from the Emirates camp this week that the board of directors have yet again voiced their support for the gaffer, stating unequivocally that he is now, and for the foreseeable future, the manager of Arsenal FC. Why would the board feel the need to say this? Well, it could be to do with the fact that everybody and their grandmother is calling for Arsene Wenger to be fired. Why is that, you might ask? Well, I can tell you, it has nothing to do with the striking resemblance he bears with Mr. Bean, because that might actually endear him to some of the fans. But I think it has a lot more to do with the fact that Arsenal seem to be a bit allergic to winning trophies. In fact, to put it into a proper perspective, my 6-year-old daughter was not yet born the last time Arsene Wenger won a trophy. But for some reason, the board seems to be adamant about him keeping his job. Now, if someone can suck that hard at their job and manage to keep it and not be a Trinidad and Tobago public servant, then he has to be a hero to me. So that's it. That's my hero for this week. Now to my zero. This week, my zero isn't an individual, but it's a collection of individuals responsible for voting George Bovell as the TV6 Sports Personality of the Year 2012. Now, I remember when I was reminded of this annual poll, thinking, but why is TV6 even bothering to have it this year? I mean, it's obvious that anybody with an iota of common sense that isn't related to in some way the other nominees would vote for Keyshawn Walcott. I mean, all he did was bring home Trinidad and Tobago's first gold medal in about 36 years, and became the youngest person to ever win his event at the Olympics, and that's after destroying Carifta and CAC in the same year. That's all he did. But I guess throwing a stick further than anybody else in the Olympics isn't as cool as flapping around unsuccessfully in a pool. And or it could be that, you know, Keyshawn didn't have a nice sexy little cover boy photo in a red hoodie. But whatever the reason, I give all of the people responsible for that debacle a big fat 0.
Right, so that was a look at this week's heroes and zeros in the world of sports, football basically. Right, so now Jude has a question for you all.
SportsTugs viewers, you all think you're diehards, right? A lot of people out there, they claim to be diehard sports fans, but they're really just wagonists. But we here, we like to separate the sheep from the goat.
Yep.
So that's why we have a little sports trivia segment called So You Think You're a Diehard. Basically, that's for all of you who think you know any and everything about sports. What you do is you answer the question, you post the answers on the SportsTugs page, and you get a chance to win. Drum roll against Quito. Just deserve a drum roll. Come.
Well, I mean, I give and take. I mean, all right.
No, not this.
Okay.
You get a chance to win an original replica supporters t-shirt.
Courtesy Love Football, folks down in Love Football, San Fernando. Big up, Satch.
They have everything. You go down there, you get your sporting equipment, your fan zone, memorabilia,
keychains,
anything. You're a diehard, then you deserve to have one of these. Now this is an Argentina, of course, but it can be any team that you like, or you can also get some SportsTugs memorabilia, like this very nifty SportsTugs mug. I don't know, dog, you can see this? They can see the, right. You get one of these. But in order to do that, first of all, you need to know the answer. And please, I mean, there's no way we could regulate it, but be honest with yourself. And don't Google now. Oh gosh, please, please, don't Google now. You know, anyway, if you think you know the answer, post it to the SportsTugs page, and you are entered into, I don't want to call it a sweepstakes, but a little competition that will give you a chance to win all that stuff that I just told you about, as well as the chance to beat up your chest because you're a diehard.
All right.
So, question time.
Yep. This week's question is...
Now, this week's trivia question has to do with Stern John. Now, Stern John has been accredited as this country's most prolific goal scorer at the senior national level. Who has the second highest tally, and how many goals have been attributed to him?
So now we'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be vibes-in with that musician that we were telling you about a bit earlier. Now I say vibes, I'm using the word vibes-in deliberately because it's not an interview, it's not a tete-a-tete. It was really just SportsTugs vibes-in.
Yeah, because when you go to a studio, you don't do an interview,
you vibes, right? So, we'll take a quick break, we'll be right back.
Yep. Right, so welcome back to SportsTugs, and prior to the commercial break, we were telling you that we had an interview,
Our vibes. We hold our vibes.
We hold our vibes with a certain musician. He goes by the name of Sheriff Mumbles. Name may sound funny, name may sound strange.
Unfamiliar.
But you all know Fair and Lions, right?
Of course they do.
They know Bungie Garden, right?
Of course they do.
They know Maranasha.
They know Destra. Right.
So they know Sheriff.
Right, essentially.
Yeah.
Because he has worked with all of these artists, producing their music, producing hits. And the biggest hit of all this year has to be Different I don't think there's anybody in Trinidad and Tobago that does not know that tune. All the confusion about, you know, which iTunes chart it was topping everywhere, it was here and different. But the point is, everyone knows the tune and it's big. And Sheriff is responsible for that, as well as you were telling me today.
Yeah.
Ganja, cowboy.
People.
Cowboy passing. Right. So we went to hold our vibes with Sheriff because we heard through the grapevine that he's also a very, very big sports fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we went to hear what he had to say. He had a lot to talk about. His sporting career, as well as his opinion on what was going on with football here in Trinidad and Tobago. So we also found out a bit about his likes and dislikes in terms of sports, which sport he likes, which team he supports. You know, sorry to say, but you'll see. You know, so check it out.
Boom.
What is your favorite sport?
As a man, really gonna do no golf or nothing. Favorite sport, I would honestly, yeah, football.
Football.
Hands down.
Right.
Football.
So, you're a little bit good.
My injuries would claim the latter. I find I good.
You find
I find I good.
you find your boss.
I get, even after my injury, I get by twice. Twice, you know, and by one thing on the left side.
Okay.
Side. No, I used to play for Notts County too. All positions.
Us is like 6'9", once you're a goalkeeper.
Nah.
You didn't just throw in the goal.
Nah. As a man,
you used to throw me in the goal.
I quick now. As a man, I real pace too. But I don't like the wing. As a man and thing. I just real bad too, it's in her vibes. So as a man, just play anyway and thing.
Alright.
AC Milan, hands up.
You know that side is garbage, right?
You would have better stop. I'll tell you before the thing start. I'm going to start a fight and thing. Just because Barcelona now start to do thing in their life.
No, but I just wanted to understand before we continue.
They have in a slump. Don't say this garbage, say they have in a slump. They have in a slump.
Right. So if you had to compare yourself to like
Zidane. If I had to compare myself.
Zidane. You didn't even let me finish the question. Zidane.
That's me.
Right. Okay.
Again.
Tell me the truth, you wasn't there.
Nah, I was good. Injuries again. Honestly, to be very, very honest, not all joking aside, I actually did get a basketball scholarship halfway through A levels.
Really?
Yeah, to North Carolina.
Serious?
Yes. And I damaged my thermal ligaments in training, and then I never went back up to follow up with it after. That's then I proved myself. That proved to be a very stupid decision because I look real horrible in this. I was like, I should have really go play basketball and get some free education now, but boy, nothing really on the court, but it had a time as a man no run on a set. Like a 1,000-man sweater, 20 aside or something like that. I run and a man pass me the ball, boy. And I do some trap the ball and I swing my foot to make a pass. I miss the whole ball, my foot come up in the air and I just fall on with my head down. And get up and the whole side just stop. And I just laugh at me, John. So man, didn't let that bother me too. I had too much pride for that. I get up, dust off my shoot and thing. I went again and as I go, I fall on again now. Like, and then men laugh at me some more. And then I never went home. I didn't bother this sweat after that. Right. That's my most embarrassing. But that's one to do this. Can't walk out. Wholeheartedly believe that. Trinidad's a real in the moment kind of country now. When things happening now, it happening. Nobody's never make compensation for what's going to happen after that now. Right? Like, you go, how money to buy doubles? And you spend all your money on doubles, and you know you're going to do later, you know, but you ain't got no money to buy toilet paper. You understand what I mean? So that is just the general mentality of Trinidad people now. So I find that it is what it is because they did not decide to spend money. My opinion is they didn't decide to spend money on Rennie Simons, because I think that was that. Remember when they had under 17 World Cup here? Spent a lot of money on it. And we had a decent crop of fellas coming up. And we had the national team too. And they didn't make any provision to keep that team together. You don't have no youth system. Right. That's like how Man City you got a youth system. AC Milan, one of the nicer teams in the world. You know? I'm gonna stop right now, but they're doing good. You know? But they have a decent youth system. A lot of big clubs, if you go a big club.
So a lack of youth development.
Yeah, lack of or non-existent, dog.
Right.
Non-existent at all.
And no investment.
None. Zero. Zero. I mean, the most you're going to catch is that, like, if a man having a decent run of form playing Pro League, you get a chance, you get a blight, and then somebody will see him and he will go and play in a league, a Belgium league, or this league, or that league. Somebody will think, and when, because you're abroad now, you're probably getting some better training, so then they go put it in the side and da. And because of that, so many changes now. 1 minute, 2 are in the midfield. And then the direct next game, I in defense and you striking, or there's a totally different midfield. I in the midfield with somebody else, and we now start to click, right? And I be like, babe, me and you can real pump. Thing, you understand? Thing. And then I go have to play with somebody else, and then I have to play with somebody else. So then I ain't go play it, you have to play with somebody else. It's no stability really. Every 2 seconds it's change.
Now, you're on SportsTugs, right? So we have this thing where we put all the guests through a grill now. Right?
Right.
You have to establish yourself as either a sports diehard
Correct.
or wagonist. You can't claim to be a sports fan.
Hello, middle ground.
Hello, middle ground. Wagonist or diehard. You feel ready?
More than.
You feel able? You compete for a trophy?
What's my name?
Right.
Russell Latta behind the job.
Current Soca Warriors. Other than Kevin Jones.
I could it not Denzel Theobald and is his name? Kalim Highland. 6. You ask me a real difficult question. Only sort from Australia. Brian Lara. Current.
Current. Don't give me Navratilova and Steffi Graf. Yeah.
Maria Sharapova. Gosh, I'm going to just give that one what's her first name again, right? Oh gosh, she just beat somebody the other day, you know. That is one. I just find Sharapova like the real best now. That's about today. Oh, it's about Sosa girl. She from Spain. She have big nose. So you can't get wrong. You go Wikipedia it after. Google it after. I ain't wrong. Alright. Basketball. Basketball.
Yeah, I don't know sports.
I don't know sports.
Sports.
I can't figure out what's going on after the point.
Bruh. Well, that's the important part.
9.58.
Who is, listen carefully, who is Edison Arantes do Numiciento?
That is not basketball.
Edison
Right?
Arantes do Numiciento.
Yeah, wrong.
It's Pele, brother.
I'm sorry, dog. I don't know that next fella. I know Pele. Me, I know that fella. I ain't never meet him.
So you get 6 out of 7. So you take that to the panel and you will see what they say. Panel, you say, right, you forget it. You get it. So, just for you, because you've established yourself as a SportsTug diehard, we have this trophy here for you. It's an ass. Hold the trophy up, hold the trophy up.
No.